Hello everybody, and welcome back to the next video in the complete League of Legends guide. In this video we'll be talking about basic movement controls and basically how to control your champion in League of Legends. The first thing you need to know is how to actually move. To do this, you're going to right click with your mouse wherever you want to move on the map or on the screen. So if I click right here, this little indicator will appear and my character will begin moving towards it. As I move around, you see the camera is following my character. This is because I have camera lock turned on. If I want to turn that off, I can hit Y. Turning that off will stop it from following me as I move around, and also allow me to move it on my own by moving the mouse to the edges of the screen. And then if I just want to snap back to my character, I can hit Y again. You can also temporarily go back to your character by holding space, which will recenter the camera, but will not turn camera lock back on. So every time it's snapping back, that's just me holding space for a little bit.
Mom always said I was big for my age.
Alright. If you right click to move and you actually click on an enemy, instead of just moving towards him, you'll actually begin attacking as soon as you get close. This is how you attack enemies.
Why, thanks. I do work out.
And this works anywhere on the map. If I look over here and click this guy, my character's making his way over to attack him. And the game will automatically track a path out for you to go to wherever you want to. Now he died, so my character stopped moving. If I click on this next person, I'll begin moving again. And that's basically how to move and attack with your auto attacks. These attacks are called auto attacks. In order to use your abilities, it's a bit different. Every character has 4 abilities, as you can see down here, and they're used with these 4 buttons: Q, W, E, and R. As you level up, you can see I'm level 18 right here. As you level up, you will get ability points for these abilities, and you can level them up by clicking these arrows above them. So you can see.
I never skip
Now,
breakfast.
abilities are used in a variety of ways, but there are 3 main options. You have quick cast, normal cast, right here, and then what's called quick cast with indicator. Now I generally like to use quick cast, and what this means is that your abilities will come out as soon as you press the button. In order to use my Q ability, all I have to do is click Q, and my character will target wherever my mouse is and throw out the Q. However, if I were to turn on normal cast, I now need to hit Q, and then this indicator appears, and if I left click, he will actually throw out the ability. So I hit Q, and it's not until I left click that the ability comes out. Granted, you can do this pretty quickly once you get used to it, but I do prefer quick cast. Now, quick cast also affects how other abilities come out. For instance, there are some abilities in the game which require the character to channel. For instance, you have Zack's E, where he charges up to slingshot. So with quick cast, you need to hold down E, and then when you release, you fly out. Whereas with normal cast, you click E, and then you left click to use the ability. Again, here I prefer quick cast. Same thing goes for his ultimate. With normal cast, you just click R once, and it won't go until you click R again or hit left click. But with quick cast, you need to hold R, and as soon as you let go, it'll cast the ability. The difference with quick cast with indicator is kind of an in-between normal and quick cast, in that rather than coming out the moment you hit Q, if you hold Q, this indicator will appear, and it's when you release Q that the ability comes out. So whereas with quick cast, on the first click down of Q, the ability comes out. With indicator, it only comes out on the release.
Mom always said I was big for my age.
There are some abilities that are the same regardless which of these three options you choose. For instance, Zack's W is the same on all three. He just instantly uses it when you click W. And so really you need to experiment with 3 different options with the characters you like to play and discover which one works best for you. In addition, every game you will have 2 summoner spells. Now these are independent of your champion, and you can pick them at the beginning of the match. Here I have Teleport and Flash, and these are in the D and F slots, which means you just click D or F to use them. For instance, here I will click F, and instantly it lets me use Flash. And if I click on this mouse over this tower on the map and hit D, I become teleporting.
There's plenty of me to go around.
Now, generally the way people rest their hand on the keyboard to play League of Legends is with your 4 fingers over Q, double E, and R. Pinky finger on Q, next finger on W, next on E, and then pointer on R. And then you reach down with your middle and pointer finger to hit D and F. But other people have different play styles. Again, it's up to you to experiment and decide what you think is best. In addition, you can do what's called recalling, where you click B. This will begin an 8-second channel, and your character at the end of it will teleport back to your base from wherever you are on the map, so that you can heal up and buy items or whatever you want to do.
I'm not as squishy as I
In addition, while you're here, you can open up the store to buy items. Now this is done in one of 2 ways. You can either click on the store right here with this little money icon, or you can click down here on your actual gold value, and that will open up the store. To buy items, you can click them and then click the buy item button here. You can double click them, or you can right click once. All 3 of these options will buy the item. And then you can see down here, you can click this undo button to undo any purchases. Or if you buy an item and later on decide you don't want it, if you left click the item, you can then click sell to sell the item for less than you bought it for.
Fighting is in my blood.
If you have an item that you can use, for instance a health potion, you can use it by clicking the associated number slot it is in. For instance, if I have this health potion in slot 2, then I click 2 on the keyboard to use it.
Let's bounce.
Granted, I do have to be damaged to use the health potion, but that's how it is. So if I take damage right here, now I can use the health potion. And that's basically all to it. There are some more kind of advanced stuff. For instance, you can do what is called an attack move click, which I have set to a button on my mouse, but you can set that to anything. I believe the default is shift and right clicking. Now an attack move click, rather than a green indicator, will make a red indicator. And what this means is that if on your path you come across something that you can attack, you will automatically stop and attack it. So if I walk over here
I should get a suit.
and I attack move clap past these minions, my character will stop and begin attacking the minions. This is useful if you are, for instance, running away from someone, and as you're running away you want to go back and attack. You don't have to click back, you can just attack move click, and your character will turn around. However, most beginner players don't use that, as it tends to confuse people. There's a whole bunch of other options in the hotkey section that you can go through on your own if you'd like to. All of these controls can be set to whatever you prefer. For instance, if you don't want to use Q and for whatever reason you want to use A instead, you can click here and hit A, and now my Q slot is taken up by A, and it will show here, and I click A instead to use my ability. And so these are the default options,
I may bend.
but you can customize and control to whatever you want. And the most important thing is to just practice and experiment until you find a layout that you feel comfortable with and can reliably use. And that's all for basic movement. There are some other controls, and of course, as I said, but they are generally more advanced and people don't really get into them until they've played the game a bit more. I hope I was able to help you kind of figure out how to play the game and move around and control your character better.